All right. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Progression Fantasy Podcast. My name's Joel. I'm your host. And today we are talking Apocalypse Regression, among with a lot of other things. But to help me with that, I have some amazing guests to the top right. I guess my left, your right. I have Kyle Wilkinson. He's been in the genre for a long time. He's writing now, and you want to go ahead and talk about some of the stuff you write?
I surely will. So I'm currently working on a project that deals with the mythical figures that we all grew up, such as Santa, Sandman, Easter Bunny, anything like that. I was inspired by the Guardians of Childhood, and I loved the idea of being able to bring these characters to life, but in the lit RPG form. So
Sure.
that's the main.
What's the name of that series, by the way?
I still have yet to come up with a name. So
Okay, so that's the current project. All right, and to
mhm.
the bottom we have Dan the voice man, Wisniewski. He does a lot of narration and does a lot of regression series, and he's going to help us talk about some of those today. Mainly, we're going to be focusing on Apocalypse Regression, but we will definitely get to a few of the other ones. Dan, how we doing?
We're doing great. I just finished working on another series right now. I was just finishing up my day, working on 2 books at once for the next couple
Hell
of
yeah.
whiles. We
Double
are
fisting it.
double fisting it. Like, I like to do it as a partner book to start my day, like a chapter or 2 there, just to warm everything up and get it all going. Then a bunch of solo stuff, then lunch, then another chunk of partner stuff because I can actually like clear my throat without having to be like, oh, okay, I'm not losing space because these are partner lines. I can just click, and now I'm back into it. And then back into the solo stuff. So you're getting me right at the end of a 6-hour day.
Nice.
Yeah.
So your voice is going out, is what I'm hearing.
No, I am strong as steel, my dude. I am ready to go.
I love it.
Hydration, it's key, boys and girls, and all those in between.
Yeah. So why don't we get into this? Apocalypse Regression. So Dan, do you remember enough of this to do a summary, or would you like me to do it?
I want to hear you give the summary.
You want to hear
And
me do
then
the summary?
I'll tell you how good of a job you did, and I can fill in gaps if need be. So go ahead. Impress me, boy. Impress me.
All right. So this is a Apocalypse Regression series. So it's the main character is Nick Gallows, and he plays basically Igor to Frankenstein, but in this case it's Alan, and he somehow makes it to the end of the apocalypse with some maladies. He was poisoned and his body is crippled, and due to some unforeseen circumstances, instead of the hero Maria going back, because she gets hurt or something, isn't able to go back, Nick ends up going back and being the one to regress to stop this oncoming apocalypse. And that brings a lot of challenges and some very, very interesting content.
Yeah. Pretty on point. I guess I would describe it as in a world of dungeon breaks and in a world of dungeon exploration and progression. When you make it to the apocalypse and the chosen one, the one who will save everything, is killed in the first 2 minutes, it's up to the scout scrapper, don't know how he got to this, who should go back, fix everything, and also redo high school.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it's a wonderful 8-book series written by Charles Dean and R.A. Mejia, two wonderful gentlemen, co-narrated by myself and the amazingly talented Elizabeth Plant. And it's a tale of I guess I would describe it as you're how to say changing expectations and changing what you're fighting for literally is okay as long as you keep what you're fighting for figuratively the same. Like they changed the future, but he's
Mhm.
fighting for a future. He's fighting for his new friends, his new family, people that didn't even make it to the end. And as the series goes on, they do, and he's able to use his knowledge of the future to fix certain things, but then that knowledge goes away because it's no longer the same future he knew. So it's a
So
wonderful series.
so I haven't read the final book. Is it completed? Series?
The series will be done this year, 8 books.
Okay.
I'm going to start working on the audio actually next month, going into April. We're going to take 2 months on that one.
Big
So
hype.
it's going to be great. So I'm not going to talk too much about the last
Yeah.
book because I have loved this series for how
Mhm.
unexpectedly supported it's been. It's a very underrated lit RPG series, in my opinion. Oh no, we lost Kyle. Bye, Kyle.
That's fine. He'll be back.
He'll be back. It's fine. He's just going to the future.
Mhm. He's regressing.
He's regressing. He'll be back. He'll be back, everyone. But it's
Right there he is.
there he is. Welcome back.
Sorry,
How dare
don't know what happened.
it's all good. But I love how underappreciated or under the radar, not underappreciated, under the radar this series has been
Mhm.
from the get-go. I remember I worked on their previous series, the Upgrade Apocalypse, and
Mhm.
for same team, same narration, same everything. But for some reason, that book just, I mean, some reason, half of that was a good chunk of on the audio side of things. So many mistakes. And it was a
Really?
new, I took full credit for that. And I wholeheartedly apologize to them and to any listeners who were fans. But just we were getting a new editor, and this was my first time working with Liz in that setting. So there was a lot of figuring stuff out. And it just I don't think it killed the series, but it shot it in the leg. And then they're like, nah, we just didn't have it in us for the rest of it. But can you try with this one? And I was like, absolutely. I'm gonna get it on time. We're gonna be really diligent about it. And it just
Yeah. There's not that many regression series in the progression fantasy community as far as like this side of the pond, like American regression series. But that might be part of the reason that you've seen as much success as you have. But on top of that, it's just a phenomenal series. With Nick going back, and basically now he knows like what happened to him. It's this he gets poisoned by his fiance with this Mephisto's choking clutch.
oh
And
yeah.
basically it makes him so all his physical stats are halved.
Mhm.
So it's very difficult for him to train, to do anything. But because of his connections with one of his alchemist friends who was providing him drugs at the time.
Basically his dealer.
Yeah.
He's a slightly older dealer, which is always hilarious to me.
Right. Ends up coming up with a few antidotes for this poison. And so as the series goes on, he gets like within the first series, he's able to gain XP again. Within the second or whatever book, he starts getting like agility and strength and all these other stats back. Very, very interesting to see that, because he focuses a lot on his physical training.
Oh, sure, because he's coming from a future where he's lived this entire existence in pain and in agony from being poisoned by his fiance, which, if people haven't read it, he's also, on top of all that, a rich trust fund baby. And there's this subplot that's going off like if Succession took place in an anime. Like if Succession was a progression anime, that's what it kind of feels like in the subplot. It's really, really fun to read, and really fun to read it if you read it with that lens. But yeah, there's this inheritance trial going on. He's getting poisoned by his cousin as well. It's just like it's a wonderful little subplot there. And yeah, he does focus on becoming more of a coach. Like he changes his class to trainer.
He does.
To try
very early, he changes his class to trainer instead of, I think it's like a tanky.
He's a knight.
Guardian build or something like that.
Basically, like a big, like it's like some sort of like dark, like void knight or something, like just knighter. It's glossed over so quickly that it's just completely forgotten. And he starts training with. He makes a new friend he's never known, who later becomes his girlfriend, who later becomes his wife. Spoilers, but it's great. It's so cute and charming. And then he becomes this trainer to the stars, basically, because he knows partially how important some elements of training become to the future, partially because he wants to train Maria personally, because he knows what her limits are and wants to surpass them. And also, I think because he doesn't want to be the hero, and he knows that he's there by pure fudge and happenstance. So he's like, I'm going to make this the strongest future possible, and I will be fine taking a back seat. And then there's a whole other subplot where he interacts with some other entity who has a very similar kind of backstory. And it's just, I don't want to get too much into the weeds on that.
I haven't gotten into that really yet. So, but I will say one thing I found very interesting was just him dealing with the characters that eventually become these like all-stars. Like he does go and meet Maria, and basically where she was at the end of the apocalypse as opposed to where she is now, it is a like struggle for him to impress on her the like danger that is coming.
Sure.
And so I found that very interesting aspect.
I also really like.
Hold on. I haven't heard from Kyle in a while.
Oh, hi, Kyle.
Do you have any thoughts on the series?
Well, honestly, I wish I could say that I've read this one, so I'm enjoying this discussion and on my own. So don't expect much discussion from me at this moment, but I will jump in. I promise.
Spoilers abound, Kyle. Spoilers abound.
How far have you gotten in the series?
I think I've gotten. If we're talking about restarting the apocalypse,
Apocalypse Regression.
Then honestly, none.
Welcome.
But that's okay. Like I said,
Well,
it's not going to hurt me to try spoilers. So don't stress it.
I'm spending the next 50 minutes selling you this gosh darn series, so you buy all 7 books immediately.
I'm sure. Like I said, I am always trying something new. I just have not probably gotten to this one yet. So I promise. I'm okay with spoilers because guess what? Spoilers gives me something to want to read it for. So don't stress it.
I mean, we're not spoiling too much, I think.
I spoiled something off the bat. I spoiled a big thing off the bat.
Yeah, I didn't even get that far. So screw you on that one.
The good thing about it is sometimes things go in one ear and out the other. So
to be fair, if it's going to be anybody who spoils it, the guy who narrates it, that's a good person to get it to be spoiled by. It's like, whoops.
That is true. That is true.
It's a great romance, if I may say, just like the buildup of like that, how that goes. It's a wonderfully written romance. It feels so real and so genuine, and so.
I do really love Cioa's character.
Oh, she's great, and she's narrated to perfection. I could talk forever about that. I love working with Liz. I think she is a phenomenal talent. I think that she is the only reason she's not bigger in the genre is because she's off doing her own thing and making games, and like
hell yeah,
that, like she is perfectly fine. She is very busy, but she makes time for little old me, so that's nice.
So, what are some other series that you regression series you do, Daniel?
Regression series, other regressions. Well,
Put
let
you
me
on the
think.
spot here.
I know. I mostly do isekai. I've mostly done isekai.
Mhm.
The regression side of things.
There was one that I saw that was it was like evil sect leader takes over or something like that. Let me try and find it
Yeah,
here.
try and find it, and I'll think of it while I extol to Kyle the virtues of this series. So,
Yes, go
what's
ahead.
especially good about this series that I like over other, what I like in addition to other progression series, is that it's so, I'm not going to say short. It's
Mhm.
it's such this perfect size for each story that it contains. Each one's like 8 hours. They're like the easiest reads. They just flow. It's just a flow
Okay.
state. I know I can if I get into this book, I can finish it like that. The only reason I don't is because I'm trying to take my time, and I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah,
I
of course.
want to take my time with that. But it's
Yeah.
it's such a well fleshed out world, and I really praise Charles and Ramon for making such an amazingly fleshed out world in these. It's a long series, but they're short books. Like I thought they could have gone for another 10. I really did.
Right.
I really think it's there. But I hope they make other books in this series. I hope that they write other ideas into this, because I just think that it is also just such an underrated series that I'm very proud of the work that got done on it. And the characters are just fun. Like I love Nick Gallows. I think he's such it's so easy to write an old man in a young man's body as world weary or kind of pretentious or talks down to the characters around him, and he doesn't. He genuinely feels like, oh, this is okay, I got to meet them at this level. And even then he's like, I'm aware that I'm older, but I don't want to be. Like, and another thing I like about it is
unless he hangs out with his grandfather too much, and then
oh yeah, his grandfather's so fun. I imagine Brian Cox when I narrate that. I just love I love that character so much. Again, Succession, but in an anime. But what I really like about it is the fun idea of all these people that he becomes, like the All-Stars you mentioned, and Maria and everything. They all are friends, but after college. They meet in college and then after. So it's like, how would I have still become friends with my college friends if we met in high school when we were all the worst version of ourselves? Like that's what I really like about it. And it's so believable. Like the first book or two, especially, is so believable for how they would actually act as people. I think it's great. I just love it. Did you find the other?
I honestly find it interesting how quickly he gets over the fact that these aren't the same people and how he kind of deals with that.
Because it's real. I think it's just that he knows that he's on the clock.
Because it's like he is relying on these people. So no matter whether they're the people he knew before or like entirely new people, he's still relying on them to help him counteract the apocalypse.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, like the friends that he knew, it's like there's a whole chunk of the book where he's just like, I accept that the people that I knew are dead and I can no longer save them, but these versions of them now are real, are alive. They are my family. Oh, that's yeah, I like that.
I just love regression.
Okay, now
go ahead.
Now I'm really kicking myself because I just looked it up and I realized two of my favorite authors are the ones that wrote this. So why have I not picked it up?
Ramon,
I'm so sorry.
Charles and Ramon, they're great, and they're lovely human beings, and they're just so understanding of my schedule, and they're just very like, look, we want to work with you as much as we can, and I try to, and I give them whatever blood runs, whatever. I'm tapped out, man, but I give you what I got. Like it's that kind of thing. I truly do love working with those guys, and I'm glad that this series makes up for the one that I cocked up. Like that was mine. Did you find the series you were looking for?
I did not see many regression series. There are a lot of really good books that you do, but
Well,
Wait,
do tell.
let's see.
Tell the people at home.
I don't know. Well, like, so not a regression, more time loop, but Stubborn Skill Grinder.
Oh, that
Yeah.
book.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh my.
Ugh.
You gonna get into that one?
Yes, let me just turn on my light real quick. I realized it got darker here than I planned. One moment, I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, no. So difference between regression and time loop is instead of going back once to relive your childhood or past self, you are able to go back multiple times. In this case, with the Stubborn Skill Grinder, it is the fact that anytime he dies, he'll go back to a previous save version of himself.
So that series, I remember when I was sent that. That was for Aethon. I was sent that by Rhett and Steve, and they're like, it was a trifecta of books that they sent me all at the same time. It was 1% Lifesteal, Mage Tank, Stubborn Skill Grinder, all three at the same
phenomenal series.
time. And it was like, it was my first year under a new contract with them. I'm like, hey, if you just give me some stuff that I can really sink my teeth into, I promise you results. And all three of them are exceptionally well.
Yes.
They're doing surprisingly really well. Skill Grinder, though, what I find difficult about progression and time loops and things like that, especially time loops, is that making the same situations interesting from a performance standpoint, because there are times where I have to say the same lines again and again and again and repeat conversations, and you could just have it be the same exact. Like there was one moment in the newest book that just came out. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say at the end of the book there is a moment where there is a very specific time loop, and there was a line read that I really liked, and I just decided, nah, this is gonna be the one time that I cheat and that I repeat the same read and the same file over and over and over for the entire time that this is happening. Also, because it's tough on the voice, because those chapters, Mother Hubbard.
We got a freaking Brian.
Hello, Brian.
Hey,
hello, Brian.
It is 5, so I'm able to stay up, right?
What's up, Buttercup?
I got
he listened to me. I asked him to come listen, and I appreciate that. Well, now I got to talk about Quest Academy at some point, but
no, you don't.
Yes, I do. No, I will
talk about. Paul brought up After the Titans.
Oh, very good. Yes,
amazing chase.
I love. So I'll finish with the skill grinder, and then I'll jump into Titans. Okay. I love the McGowans like with a passion, and then we will get
they're phenomenal.
I promise you.
Great people.
Yes, but skill grinder, the biggest part of that was making line reads interesting, and the similar situations that happen again interesting again and again and again. And for that one, because those chapters are so long, gentlemen. Like before 1% Lifesteal 4, which, if anybody's watching, is in post-production. I appreciate everybody who asks me. It is so close to being done, gang. I know. I want it out too. I hope it does super well. I love those books. But until that one,
I love those books.
Skill Grinder 3 was the record for longest continuous chapter I had at 3.5 hours for the last chapter of book 3. It's exhausting. And I'm just like, I'm not one to quit. Yeah, I'm not one to quit. So I did it all in one go. And then Lifesteal beat that by having its last chapter be 4 hours. It was an entire recording session for the day. Just one chapter.
Jeez.
My God. But
I really liked both of those series. I will say I read book 2 in 1% Lifesteal, and it doesn't have the same what is it, like, not necessarily stress, but like stakes. Yeah. As book 1 did.
Oh, I could see that. I mean,
but
book 1,
I am loving the system and just the monster core he has.
Oh yeah,
coming unraveled. Yeah.
It's awesome. And I see why, because book 1 starts here. Like it goes like from voom to voom at like 100 miles an hour. It's an autobahn of
Yeah.
the first book. Like it just
Oh,
goes
absolutely.
fast, and it's got you know how to navigate the traffic. Book 2
Mhm.
does need a bit of a cooldown. Book 3 is even more of a cooldown. And then book 4
Mhm.
starts to pick it back up again.
Okay.
But
I'll probably
it's
wait for book 4.
oh, it's so good, man. It's going to be so
Mhm.
good. But also Path of the Titans. I remember getting that from Podium and just reading through it, and I just was like, wow, Tim's really good at world building.
Mhm.
And like and that's a good thing that like all these books that we've mentioned all have in common with your Apocalypse Regressions, your Mage Tanks, your Stubborn Skill Grinders, your 1% Life Steals,
Mhm.
your Path of the Titans, and Quest Academy. Amazing world building. Like
Yeah.
it's not spoon fed to you. It is not.
Nope.
It's just natural, and it comes about in a very believable, realistic way. And what I remember meeting Tim at DragonCon, and
Mhm.
that was that weekend, that DragonCon weekend. It got onto the bestsellers list for Audible. Like it just shot up for whatever reason. I think it was actually like it was a part of the Daily Dealer on sale or something.
You also do super genetics.
Yes, also great world building. I've been blessed a plethora of inundation of riches in regards to world building because I love good world building. But
Mhm.
Path of the Titans, I
So
remember
one of the things that I joke about
yes.
Timothy when I have him on is whenever he writes a series, what he'll do is he'll write a complete world and then be like, scrap it, we're going to explore the multiverse, or something happens, and he's like, there's also this other system on top of it, right?
Mhm. No, yeah, he told me before that he had a character in the Path of the Titan series come in from another book series he wrote, and he's like, voice him however you want. I like the way you did it. And I was like, yes, thank you. And he became one of my favorite characters. He's the All Might sounding dude. Whose name escapes me right now, just because there's so many.
So
But
many books.
but I remember that being the first time I met him, and at the Podium meet and greet, and I'm like, hey, we just made a bestseller. How do you feel about that?
Hell yeah.
And he's like, oh, awesome. And I was like, I'll get us some more drinks. And it was a good time. It was a great. And then we got interviewed for like Podium's thing, and they were asking, oh, what's a fun fact about you guys? And I'm like, well, fun fact is we just made the Audible's bestseller list. So I was very proud of him for that, and was very proud of the work we did on that. That series didn't get as much traction as I would have liked, but I'm proud of the work, and I think he should be too. But then jumping into Quest
I will
Academy.
say Path of the Titans is one of my favorite series he does.
It's a really good series. It's just my biggest problem with it is that it feels incomplete. And at the end, it just sort of, I get why, because it's a good 3-book arc. It could have been 5, but I understand why. It's like other series take attention, things just like don't pan out.
I think he's in the middle of like 4 series at the time.
Yeah, he's a little busy, but then going into Quest Academy and that world building, I just finished the most recent book like a couple weeks ago. I just sent in the final files to Podium about 2 weeks ago, and oh my god,
super excited!
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. There's a really great monologue that I get to do, and Brian, that talented good old friend, like he wrote me this amazing, exhausted monologue that I restarted about 5 times. And I'm like, nope. All right. And then we're working on super genetics also later in the coming months, and that's going to be really good too. I am excited for. There's a lot of good projects on the horizon. There's one I'm really excited about that is coming out in March called Brand of the Blood Heir. That is that is a Jamie Castle book. He co-wrote it with, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong on the name, but it's
not out yet, so
no, yeah, it's on the Audibles. It's up for pre-sale now. You should buy it now.
Just go through Daniel Wisniewski's log and just buy everything.
Yes,
They're all
CJ Aaron.
true.
I was going to say CJ Aaron and Jamie Castle, but what I especially liked about that one, that I felt I did so well about that, and what I also again like about it so much is again the world building, but it's so dark. It's so just rich. It's like Black Forest cake. It's so just I ate it in like so many small bits and pieces because it just was
So-
like I want to take my time.
Compared to
Yeah.
Super Genetics, darker.
It's more Dishonored style, more thief, more.
Okay.
If you're familiar with my work on Isekai Assassin, more along those lines, with a very cool protagonist and a very cool mystery of a world that will be unraveled with the reader as it's going on. And I just really liked it. And I would like it if people buy it and listen to me, because I'm very proud of it and I don't want it to fail. I don't think it will, but I will
say I'm looking forward to it. I think you sold me on it.
Yay.
Don't worry, it will be in my TBR or on my Audible as soon as it releases. So
Yes, and it's also a already finished trilogy. Like it's got 3 ready to go. So we're good. It's not going to vanish. So that's always good. You know that there could be an end. It might not be the end, but it could be an end. So I just hope it does well. But yes, what else, gentlemen?
Oh my gosh. Do you want to go back and like deep dive into anything we talked about so far?
I don't know. Kyle, do you want to deep dive into anything? Since what's one of mine that you'd like to hear questions about? Because I feel bad that it's Apocalypse Regression and you know next to nothing about it. I feel bad for you for that. So you can.
It's okay.
Change the promo.
We
image,
didn't even
Joel.
mention Tokens and Towers, by the way.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Live by the book, die by the book.
Oh goodness. If
That-
you don't mention Tokens and Towers, there's something wrong.
That book
So.
did one very good thing for me, and it made Geneva a fan, and I will take that to the goddamn bank.
Yeah.
It's nice, but yeah.
Well, no matter what, I mean, before we move on to that, we have to go with Quest Academy. But you did an absolutely incredible job for Golem Master. Like that.
Oh, thank you.
That was
Thank you.
one that I'm begging for number 2 and number 3 and number 4 and number 5. Like, but I also understand you have a lot on your plate, so I will take what that you can give when you can give it.
Well,
I think Golem Master hit really close to the heart for a lot of progression fantasy fans.
I can see why. It's
Yeah.
written because it's written by a fan. Because TJ is just like he's such a passionate fan of the genre and the people in it, and that bleeds through. You know, it's
It shows.
it's one of those things that regardless of first bookitis, like which all the natural pitfalls that happen with that's just something that happens. The heart overpowers and the passion overpowers, and I think that's why it strikes such a chord, because it's truly like, oh wow.
I mean, he
Fan
did a
first.
phenomenal job setting up for book 2
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
true.
no, he really did. Like a really solid. There's a
phenomenal.
solid path. It's you understand where it's going to go, and
Mhm.
it's just that it is that passion of a true fan of the genre wrote this book, and that just it hits. It just hits in the ooey gooeys, And
Mhm.
we're working on book 2 next month. We're also going to be doing I think another kind of like TikTok live stream or something about it. There's somebody else that I know that he wants to interview with me and
I do have book 2
Jess
over
and
there.
yeah.
It's possibly Jeff, but I could be wrong. But don't quote me on that.
But yeah, so that's gonna be happening there. And I try to get to as many books as I can as fast as I can, because I love this genre. I love
Mhm.
the love that's in this genre, and I want to be the only voice people hear. No, I don't.
No, you
But
don't. You really
do. Variety is
No.
the spice of life.
Mm.
But I truly just love all the work that I get to work on, because at this point in my life, it's very
Question.
few. Yes.
How fast do you normally finish a series?
I can narrate a book typically. It all depends. So despite the evidence to the contrary, that is my Audible resume, I am more man than machine. But I try to nowadays have this kind of schedule. I wake up in the morning around 7:45, walk my dog, make some breakfast, go to the gym, warm up, get my voice ready. I'm in the booth by about 10:15, 10:30 at the latest. And then I record from 10:30 to 1-ish, 1:15 if I need some bleed over. I get some lunch, re-steam, like I was telling you earlier, and get back in around 2-ish, record till about 4:35. So at that pace, I've got about 5 to 6 hours of audio at the end of the day. And I do my own editing.
Pretty decent chunk.
Thank you. I do my own editing usually, and that's also I have about a 90 to 91% efficacy rate. So
That's like 2-3 days maybe,
depending on the book length. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's pretty incredible.
Not a machine, my ass. Get out of here.
Well, that's the problem. Is like I have to be very careful nowadays because it's just, I'm getting older. But it's also just that I've been doing this nonstop for 6 years, going on 7. So it's a good thing that I was trained in such a way to be able to know how to take care of my voice, know when to stop, know when to take a pause, take the weekends off, don't do a lot of screaming, things like that.
Well, we do appreciate your voice and bringing life to some of our all-time favorite series. So
thanks. I'm just happy that there's a place that likes my style for the most part. There's always one guy. There's actually is always one guy who
it's the same guy.
It's the same guy that he just hates what I do. I don't even know his full name because he's too much of a coward to put his last name on his reviews. But let me see if I can find one. Because I know he reviewed. There was one that he reviewed. And you know who the guy is because he writes these long, massive monologues in regards to reviewing my books.
I feel like it's just some author that you snubbed.
There was only one author that I've snubbed, and it's for a very good reason. Here we go. Let's see. What was his name?
Secretly, it's just Brian.
Brian. But because I made him he's the one who, like, I don't know if you guys have heard like me talk about like the Wisniewski cheese gun or like I Wisniewski'd all over the book. That's where it comes from. This guy left reviews on like when I was first like getting really started and getting into it. When it was on like Dr. Druid and other books around that time. And
I knew it.
Affordable. This guy wants to pay me more than I ask him. Anyway,
no, good.
Just like he wrote these massive paragraphs of reviews and essays, and I was at first like, who do you think you are? But now I'm just like, who do you think you are? Like, nobody cares, man. I read him. I genuinely just read him for fun at this point because I'm like, I'm at the point in my life where I don't care. I do a good job. If you don't like it, oh well. I'm trying to chase you out of the genre. Then
have more series,
yeah, because it all stems from the idea of this of the.
I will say, like, one thing that you do really well, is you always bring a lot of energy to the character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any series that you do, they're very energetic and like, hello, like and I feel like that's very unique style for you.
I agree, and it's polarizing. But that's what actually I was gonna swerve into the idea of narration that I actually read before in one of the narrator groups on Facebook that we share opinions and such. Sometimes somebody was like, "Oh, this opinion piece talking about." Oh, sure, ahead.
Paul wrote, "How is transitioning from stage to booth, and did it prepare you for the chaos of Lit RPG?"
This is all intertwining. Awesome. So this is good. So I can talk about that. So to go into that, and then I'll bleed into the question. So the idea that this opinion that was shared was, I just want you to read the book to me. Why are you distracting me from this with your character choices?
Mhm.
And I am a student of theater. I studied theater for about 9 years, 10 years, 4 in high school, 4 in college, because I went to a high school that was a performing arts school. I had a degree
Mhm.
from high school in theater, and then a degree from college in theater. And then I worked in
Oh, very
theater
cool.
up until the pandemic. Yeah, it was cool. It was nice. I just rolled around on the floor. No, there's more to it than that. Got to be vulnerable at 8 a.m. But I always had impressed upon me, it's not about being big, and it's not about being, dramatic in that regard. It's just about being authentic. You have to be authentic to the characters that you are portraying, and you have to be authentic to the circumstances that they demand. Now, Lit RPG, to get to the question,
Mhm.
the chaos of Lit RPG, I was wonderfully prepared because I love the genre. I
Mhm.
love the stakes, and I also love how quickly things become so intense. And I tried at first to be more subdued and so I wasn't killing my voice. And this is the style. You're not supposed to be so blah 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 blah, dramatic or cheesy, as I've been told. But you can only voice gods of the void between voids undramatically for so long.
Yeah.
You can only voice like a dragon eons old so subtly.
Right.
I am not a cheesy actor. I am an authentic actor for the circumstances, and the circumstances are heightened in every single one of these stories.
Mhm.
Everybody's got
That's
heightened
what
circumstances. Even the narrator has a
your
point of view.
style really lends a lot of weight to.
Yes, and I also made peace with the fact that I am not a narrator that one falls asleep to, because
Mhm.
I shouldn't be, and I don't believe that
No,
narration
you
should be
absolutely shouldn't.
I
should be
mean,
lulling.
if I needed to, maybe, but
Maybe, but I'm more of the audio
Possibly,
play.
but I could never fall asleep to your voice. You just keep me excited. So
Thank you. That's as my partner Rebecca would say. She says there are 2 types of narrators: those who help you fall asleep, those who help you stay awake. I'm the latter. I'm an orator. I'm a
Mhm.
campfire guy. I'm not trying to distract from the story with my performance. I'm not trying to drag you out of it. I don't want you to notice. Actually, Jeff Hayes said this in an interview. I don't want you to be distracted by my voice choice and my character choice. I want to fall into that. I want you to forget
Yeah.
that you're listening to me because the
Mhm.
characters are so fleshed out and they're so presented. And because this is an only auditory art, I need to make those choices distinct and authentic. If they're big, maybe don't listen to the book with the dragons and the void gods.
It
They're not
really
subtle.
makes it really makes it hard on my end because I have to make notes while listening to a phenomenal story that I just want to get lost in.
Yeah. Like
So I'm just like,
I just my job is
thank
that
you for that.
I also want to make it entertaining for
Mhm.
myself. Like, I can't do this any other way. I genuinely
Mhm.
find it boring, and I find it a little bit pretentious because I genuinely think that if you do not give it your all with your effort, what are you doing? Why are you just reading it? That's why people are going to AI, because they're like, oh, it's just reading me the things. I'm like, nah, man, no robot can do this. This is the human
Right.
art form
No,
in its entirety.
It
That's
brings
it's
the characters to life.
it's supposed to, yes. And I'm like,
Yeah.
they can try, it can only imitate, it can never create. And that's what I try to do with all my things. So to answer that, I felt very prepared from switching from stage to the booth. And thankfully I fell into a genre that agreed with me for the most part, and publishers who genuinely love what I do. Because that's also with my I'll say this, especially I will always support these guys, but Rhett and Steve at Athon, we are on the same wavelength with that. They're like, we love what you do, and I'm like, I love what you guys do because it's just so
Yeah.
character rich, and it's just there is no half-assing at all.
Dude, whoever
Mhm.
is picking the talent at Athon is just doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, they're great. They're a great company. I can say I have nothing but good things to say about them. But just genuinely, I love working with them, and I look forward to keep working with them.
Yeah.
Unless I mess up, in which case, please don't fire me.
No, I mean, there's maybe like a couple series I could think of, but out of the like couple dozen that I've like read from them, they're always really good job.
It's always a hit. It's always like, if it's it might be just a single.
It's getting to the point now where I'm like, oh, Aethon, they do a pretty good job. I'm check it out. They're getting a name behind them that's like a name for quality. I feel like.
I want them, and this is something we've talked about, like actually in business chat and such. Steve has made it adamant that he thinks that you could be one of like the voices in this, and I'm like, oh, like you guys are the voice in this. Like, I think it would be really a cool goal to shoot for the future, to be like the voice or one of the voices of the guys in lit RPG. That just feels no shade thrown to anybody else, like at all. Like, it's a rising tide. I love working with all of the publishers out there, Royal Guard, Shadow Alley, you know, those single player, since that's what we were talking about before. But I just it's just that, like I was saying before, Lifesteal, Mage Tag, Skill Grinder, all from those guys. Like, that's they got a good eye, and they got a really good head for business. And I look forward to working with them more. But to give Royal Guard some love too, I have another one coming out called Of Hunters and Immortals that I am very excited for. Oh, and Mountaindale. My God. There's
there's so many great publishers.
Yeah. I'm just singing one's praise. I could compliment them all, but I'm just I'm working on their thing next, so that's why they're right on my brain.
And they each provided a different sort of feel, I feel like. So like Mountaindale, that's more focused on the like young adults. They don't do a lot of like books with cursing and other stuff, but still very good series coming out of Mountaindale. Legion, another phenomenal publishing house, but they do a lot of stuff overseas, and there are amazing books coming out from over there. But yeah, they each have their own like style and things they do.
I hope to be working more with Legion in the future. That's the only reason why I didn't mention them. My main series with them is through Podium, so I'm just like,
yeah.
But yeah,
Royal Guard, phenomenal.
yeah. Oh, fantastic! And again, like,
I love some of their harem series that they have out. I know, yeah.
Royal Guard will always have my heart, and they will always have my loyalty because they gave me my start. Like, as like the first publisher to be like, hey, it was Marcus who reached out for the Griffin Rider. He's like, hey, I like what you do. What do you think about jumping on this? And he gave me series after series after series after series, and he recommended me to so many people. So Royal Guard, always love and loyalty. They are wonderful people, and I'm excited to work on Super Genetics, the next one coming in. I'm excited to see what happens with the Hunters and Immortals. It's a very cool progression series with a very cool protagonist.
Would you like to sell us on that?
Yes,
because
in a world, but in a world of cultivation and classist cultivation, there is a protagonist. Our hunter hero returns to find his village destroyed, disheveled, decimated, and his family nowhere to be found. And on his quest for vengeance and the recovery of his family, he discovers an innate power that is noticed by the powers that be. And his pure drive and focus and, I call it bullheadedness, but brashness, leads to him unlocking potentials not seen in millennia and uncovering mysteries that were best left buried. And I'll leave it at that. It's a very cool series with a very fun protagonist, in the sense of like a very relatable, genuinely like solid young adult protagonist that I find their biggest problem sometimes in series like that. They can be very whiny or very one track mind.
It's very hard to find a cultivation series that is relatable.
This is a good balance. This is like it's razor edge, and like the moments that he does tip over, very understandable. and very believable. And it's just really cool. And there's some really fun moments later in the books when he gets to the first big city that he takes up base in. It's very well written, and I think the performance is solid too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. So I do have to ask, because I know we're jumping in from place to place, but with Jodan's series, The Desert Druid.
Yeah, Wayspring Wanderer.
Yes. Was that one that Shadow Alley approached you, or was it Jodan that approached you?
So if I remember correctly, and I will happily be corrected, it was James Hunter at Lit RPG Con who we were talking in the lobby, and he's like, I really want to work with you, and I would love if you could set aside some time and we can like figure this out. I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And just another feather in the cap. And Jodan also reached out saying you were like the first choice for me for this. Like, but they sent me the audition. I did audition, and I was reading through it, and I just really loved the dynamics of the characters in the sample. They were very clearly laid out and established. And then I booked it and we figured it out. And I'm currently working on book 2 right now. That was what I was recording earlier is book 2. I'm about a third of the way done. And I should be done with that on Wednesday.
I have not gotten around to reading this, but I know Jodan has been in the Lit RPG community for a long time. He's a mega fan, and honestly, like I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. So
it deserves so much more love than
absolutely
than like reviews reveal. It is a sleeper of a solid series. Like I'm excited to see how it goes. It's really great. Like the humor is solid. The world is very unique, and I love the flow of like the powers and things. I think it's a cool power system, and I think it's one of those series that's a lot of like the discovery of an ancient system that hasn't been seen, and everything is sort of like remnants of what came before. Nice. And it's very Breath of the Wild in some ways to me. Like it's like how do people live in a world that has nearly died and is either still dying or recovering? Like it's very cool like that. It's a little slow sometimes, but that's because it would be, you know? But when it does have action, the action ramps.
It's true.
I'm going to, and probably a lot of other people who plan to watch this video are going to have to go back and re-listen just to catch all the series that we've been praising, just to add them to their TBR.
Well, I mean, at the same time, I've noticed you seem to be drawn to Druid series because
I like magic. When I play my games, I like in my current D&D campaign, I'm a wizard. I'm playing Inquisition again. I'm a mage. When I play Skyrim, I'm a spell sword. I love magic, and I love magic systems, and I love the inherent spirituality that can come with magic. Like I was raised Catholic.
Definitely some. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, like I was raised Catholic. I was raised with an understanding of tradition and ritual, and what I love in fantasy, if they do their magic right, there is that sense there. Magic should be spiritual. That's why I love like Tolkien's magic, because it is so understated, but you know that there is such depth in there. It's also why I love George R. R. Martin's magic. Even though it's very like, you know, kind of dying in the world, it's still based in that sort of understanding of sacrifice, ritual, tradition. It's very official, very ostentatious. So when like series come along that's just like, oh, magic just happens, and you know, I'm not going to say any names. JK, I'll say a name. But if you get that, then you're a Ravenclaw. But I don't like those. But because it's just, I don't like it when it's not you don't have to explain it, but it needs to feel weighty. I need to feel the weight of this inherently mystical system. But yeah, I love magic and in fantasy. So I
will say, that is something that really drew me to progression fantasy. Like, I really love the magic systems, and it's just interesting to see authors do something that like video game studios couldn't even dream of. Like, just some of the magic systems in these books are just so out there and so weighty and just feels magical.
It's because it's the utilization of the art that I really appreciate. It's when authors understand that, hey, I have nothing but my imagination and the words on a page to express it. So we're going to use that to its fullest potential. Because yeah, games are limited by graphics, and there is some magical, wonderful, wonderful systems in place in games. Like, I really love the magic in the Dragon Age games, Veilguard notwithstanding. But I really love. Oh, it was garbage. Oh, yeah, I wonder why, Brian. I wonder why. Oh no, don't get me started. We don't have another hour. You can ask. You know what? You know what? How about this? Anybody who's watching, if you're going to Little RPG Con, if you want, find me at the bar, buy me a beer, and I will sit there until that beer is done and tell you why I hate Dragon Age the Veilguard. As a fan of the Dragon Age series, why I hate it. I will have like 12 beers by the end of that day. But I promise you, if you do that to me,
take you up on that.
I will take the entire time it takes me to finish the beer to tell you why I hate it so much. But I do love like the world around that magic. But that's what I love about this genre, yes, is if it's going to be fantastical, if it's going to be fantasy, really lean into the fantastic elements. Really do it. It's like that old like thing. Why am I playing D&D as a human? Like, you know, but I understand why. But that my thing is, why am I playing D&D as anything but a mage? Even if it's one level, even if it's one skill level.
It's true.
I'm surprised Brian, you don't have a whiskey in hand right now.
Don't worry, Brian. I'm definitely going to be buying him a couple of whiskeys, but that's a different story.
Oh no! We're going to do light beers going forward. We've got to watch. Got to watch my girlish figure. But
he's 30 now, guys. He's got to take it easy.
Oh yeah, no. I did notice in the chats one of the questions about.
Yes, I did see the dragon.
Well, when I was sent Apocalypse Regression. If I can speak to that.
Oh, yes.
Right. Yeah. All right. Considering that was the thumbnail.
Exactly.
What made me say, yes, I want to narrate this? I'll give you an answer about the book and then about the circumstances outside of the book. About the book, what I liked the most about it was the first chapter. The first chapter, really, I read through it, and actually the first and the second, because of the bleed-in.
I will ask, have you read many regression series before this one?
I really haven't. It's a lot, like I said, it's a lot of isekai. It's a lot of being transported as you are, like into just a new realm of fantasy. But I've never gotten to perform somebody who has been sent back with that in mind. No regression. Time loop and regression are the two most under that I've done, but I've done now a good amount in that one series. But the first two chapters of this apocalypse, raging apocalypse, everything sucks, everything to hell, and then wakes up in class in the middle of a lecture, and he's like, oh God, well, okay, all right, like it could have all been a dream. And the way that it was written was so clear in my mind. I had a little bit of a movie in my mind about it. And I loved the clearness of the writing and of the painting of the picture. And I just said, I need to see where the rest of this goes. And the outside of the series reason was because, and for lack of, I do apologize for the language, but I done fucked up that first series with Charles and Ramon, and I really wanted to do right by them. I was like, I will do another series. I'm so sorry that this got messed up. And again, that's just my feelings. We've talked about it. It's been like, I was like, it wasn't just you. It was the way that like this one was just a better series. And I agree. I think that there's just more of a heart to it. There's more of a passion to it. There's more of there's more of an oomph
Mhm.
and a relatability.
It definitely gives me reason. Like, if you were caught by the first chapter, then I have to get this right away. Like, this
It's good.
becomes number one on my TBR.
It's really worth a read, and it's really going to be cool to see how it finishes. But yeah, so I wanted to show them that I could do right by them, and then they've done right by me for 7-8 more books. So
that's one of the things that really drew me to regression series, is that the character goes back and he has all this prior knowledge, and it sort of limits him this weight of competency. And I just fall in love with characters that are competent. This, I will say, Apocalypse Regression, it's not as competent because starting out he is the like Igor character.
he's
helping out Alan. So like he knows how to survive, and in that aspect, anytime there's a situation where all we need to do is survive, he comes through, and it shows his weight of experience in those moments. But that is something that really drew me to regression series, because I love, like, I don't know, maybe like House, or like someone who's very competent in their field of like.
But he's not arrogant, and that's what I really like.
Yeah.
I think what really sells this series and makes this series is the fact that the protagonist is not sanctimonious, he's not arrogant, he's not grossly insistent. He's just aware, and honestly his most tragic flaw is that he is so focused on saving the future that he forgets to live in the present, because he did that before. When he's in his past life, he was just living it up. He was very like, nothing matters, nihilist kind of vibe. But now he's a changed man. He's like, I can't do that. And then all of his friends and his loved ones are like, no, it is okay. You've done it. You're doing better. You've made us competent. You've made us better. So now we can give you time to breathe, time to enjoy this, time to relax a little. And I really like that. It's very human.
I will die on this hill. This is probably the most relatable regression series I've seen.
I concur. I would agree with that. I think that there is not a single moment where any of the characters act unbelievably. Like, I love in the first book, when the second he like meets Alan and they're like chatting, he's like, we're not friends. Why are you pretending we're friends?
Yeah.
And like, he has the reputation of being a douchey prep. And it takes an extreme circumstance for him to be like, okay, I believe you. And then they forge a new friendship. And it's like there's a good chunk of the books where the chosen one, savior of the human race, doesn't want to talk to him because she thinks he's awkward and off-putting with how like, oh, I'd love to train you sometime. And she's like, okay, ew. And it's like, like a teenage girl would naturally react.
Absolutely.
Like there's a point in one of the books where she gets shell shock, and I'm like, oh, that's really good.
I love the moment whenever he's like brings up her favorite band that basically this song comes on and they're like, oh, I love this band, and she just goes off on this fangirl sort of just
I mean,
it's very relatable for like a high school girl to do that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, isn't that the same reason that we all tend to fall in love with Groundhog Day? I mean, that's a total regression, but without lit RPG. I mean,
good old time loop. We love a good time loop, but it's also because they do learn. I love it when the characters like learn and grow around their circumstances in that, and it just does. Oh, it just does make me feel like that love for the series, because it's also written by guys who love this stuff and who, like, you can tell that they care and they put effort into it, and it's just really great editing, editing, yeah. Which it is. Like that's another thing. It's like they know how to trim the fat, but it's a lot of great audio, is what I meant to say. But the other thing was true too. But yeah, it's just really great performances too. I will stand by that. I think that some of the better work that I've done, and I love working with Liz. I think she's an absolute talent. I wish she worked more in the genre. Honestly, I think she's the only thing stopping her is her other full-time job, also making art and doing stuff in a creative field. So
on that high note, on that high note,
On that note, yeah.
Why don't we start to wrap things up?
All right.
So do I want to do what you've been reading? I don't know. Why don't we do plugs first?
Yeah.
So why don't Kyle, why don't you tell us
Okay.
where can people find you, what you're working on, that kind of stuff.
So besides the series that I'm working on, I've also started a recent podcast. If you look me up, I'm on YouTube, Wilkie's World Wanderings. So if you want to find me, that's where I'm at. I'm also on TikTok, and you'll find me under Wilkie. Like, that's who I am. At this point, with all the advice that I've been given by incredible authors, they've told me, write the 5 books or the 7 books in the series and then release it. Because there's a big chance that if people love your books, they're going to want the second one as soon as possible. So that's what I'm working on. That's why you haven't seen this series yet. I'm working towards that.
I will say that is something that I love about Athon is every time that a series releases, the next book is like already on physical, or like the next book is like, it's like back to back to back, or like has a release date for So Daniel, where can people find you? What you've been working on?
Well, I was gonna say like asking me what you've been reading. A lot of things. But in regard to
you can answer that question next.
They can find me at my Instagram, Dan the Voice Man. They can find me on Facebook. I'm going to actually be setting up a Facebook fan page, group page, where I will have all of my updates for all my audio stuff. That's going to be going up in around March.
Nice.
So that way people can just follow along with that. It's like a little newsletter. And yeah, I've been working on some writing stuff of my own, which will, at least a short story, will get published sometime in the next couple of months, which will be very cool.
Hi.
Yeah. And then further from that, who knows?
Releasing it.
I'm sorry?
You're going to narrate that, or are you just really?
I'm working on that with Royal Guard. I am narrating my own story, and I tell you what, that was a trippy experience, because I'm like, damn, I'm a decent writer. And then the other side of it was, damn, that's a bunch of typos. I'm not a good editor. What can you do? What can you do?
But no, that's big hype.
Yes, it's going to be in the next Level Up, the next anthology that Royal Guard's going to publish, and to also plug them again and give them love. They publish anthologies every year just to give writers exposure, experience, just get something out there to get the juices flowing, and I love that. I love that it's like a bedrock of like, hey, people who just need to dust something off, get some gears moving, or want to make a debut. Here you go. Here's a platform. I love that for them. They just, again, love and loyalty, always, forever.
So why don't we go into what have you been reading? Who wants to start us off?
A lot.
Oh, too many.
A lot. At least one a week.
All right, Daniel, go ahead.
Sure. Currently, I'm working on Privateer's Commission 2. I'm working on Wayspring Wanderer 2. I'm working on Mage Tank 4. I'm then going to be working on a new project that I'm going to be on the down low, but it should come out sometime in late April. But Yeah, I'm working on a lot. And oh, you can also see me at Lit RPG Con this year because I'll be a panelist again, which will be cool. So that'll be very fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Lit RPG Con.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kyle, what you been reading?
Okay, so there's been a lot, but there's one that I recently picked up. It's by a new set of authors, Nicholas and Thomas Horton. It's called The Nullifier. And my gosh, it is so good. And then, of course I'm begging for Brian Norton's next book. I mean, I think I've gone back and I've listened to all four
Why?
of them multiple times, just too many times.
Why? What has he ever done for you other than
I mean,
write something with a relatable protagonist?
Yeah.
I know. And then, of course, I mean, the most recent one I would say is Heretical Fishing in number 4.
Oh, yeah.
Like, gosh.
Thanks, Brian. Oh man.
Now we know.
Now we know. But
Thanks, Kyle.
yeah. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, the heretical fishings are good. I've been listening to, because I don't get to listen to much. That's the biggest problem with working in the genre, is that you get exposed to a lot of stuff, but you don't really get exposed to a lot of. Read it again, Cal.
I promise.
Read it again,
Brian, I
Cal.
will.
You don't get to really enjoy other people's work unless you make a point to try and set aside time for it. But one of the ones I did try to set aside time for was Heretical Fishing, and oh, it's just so charming. And he does an amazing job with it. It's so good. It's just it's a warm hug of a book that I can just listen to. Oh, it's nice. It's like if Stardew Valley was a lit RPG. Like I'm just, oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's just nice and easy.
I will say this, though. There is another book that I picked up that I couldn't wait for the audio. I had to go with the physical, and that's I'm Not the Hero. Like,
yeah.
That was too well worth it to wait for the audio. So.
He's a good guy too. He's a gem of a human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So those are my recent reads. I do too many.
Good. Reading is good.
So, reading. I actually picked up physical copy of Operation Bounce House.
Aha, nice.
Who's
that? Who wrote what? Who wrote that? What is that?
I don't know.
Some guy named Matt.
Some guy named
Dinneman, dude. I don't know.
Mark Donahue. I don't know.
Something dinner.
He's here.
PG, but it's pretty interesting from what I've read so far. I think I'm in like chapter 4.
Nice.
Gosh, is it unique?
That is added to my audio to listen to, because I know Travis is narrating that, and I simply must. I simply must listen.
Basically, it follows the perspective of a planetary colonizer. It's like descendant. Basically, they were setting up this portal gate back to Earth for like a few generations, and now Earth is coming. They are xenophobic Earthlings and just don't care.
What other kind of Earthlings are there
on this new planet? There's this mech that is the main character finds, and it is piloted by some kid who's like, "Mom, you're so annoying," or like, like a and it's getting good. Basically, it's like, you're all terrorists now. The only safe place is on the complete opposite side of the world. Good luck.
I might just buy a physical copy of this book and the audiobook, because I'm like, I want to give Travis love, because he's amazing. But I want to read this.
The audio yet, but once I give it a read, I'll pick it up. But yeah, and then listening, I've gone through Apocalypse Regression recently. Next week we are doing hold on. We are having Paul and Adam Stubbs to Reborn Apocalypse.
Stubbs.
Oh, wonderful.
My all-time favorite regression series.
Absolutely.
So pretty hyped to go back and re-listen to that.
Nice.
But yeah, that's what I've been listening to, reading.
Outstanding.
So on that note, thank you. Thank you, guests, for coming on and sharing your insights. And thank you, audience, for stopping by. And if you like what we're doing here, there's a link for the Discord and other stuff.
Subscribe.
Go check that out.
Like and subscribe.
Absolutely. Like,
Push that button.
Yeah.
show
give
some
a-
serious love to Joel. Like,
Gotta give some showmanship, Joel. Little razzle dazzle.
like,
Do it. Check us out.
There you go.
yeah, you got to go to the Progression Fantasy podcast. Like, Joel does it right.
Thank you. Thank you,
It's been
guys.
a pleasure.
You're
It's been
amazing.
a pleasure, Joel. Thank you very much
Thank
for a
you.
lovely time.
On that note,
Listen to our
see you
opinions.
next time.
Bye, all.
Bye.